well publicised of the support we've given him. And it's been like, it would have been so easy for us just to cast him to the side and say, sorry, mate, you've got to go through the process. I'm distancing myself from that. It's a bad look for us. I don't want the abuse. You know, we've not had as much abuse as Conor Benn, but I've had my fair stick. 1 year of abuse. So, and I backed him every step of the way. Didn't have to. Believed him every step of the way. Looked into his eyes in that office a dozen times. And had to make my own mind up, which changed. Because like everybody, when you first get the news, in this world, he's guilty until proven innocent. Now he's proven innocent. So, on we go. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him in the gym. I can't wait to see him ring walk. I just can't wait for the bell to ring. You know, it's been a long time coming.
And there you have it, folks. Conor Benn officially cleared by Ukad. Right over a year, right at a year, Conor Benn was in hell and high water because he had tested dirty for not one, but 2 drug tests. Clomiphene was the drug of choice that was found in Conor's body. We had a lot of back and forth. We had a lot of stick. We had a lot of trolls. A lot of people had a lot to say about Conor Benn. Okay. And at first the WBC cleared him, which at this point really doesn't matter because the WBC will pretty much byway or bypass anybody that's done anything wrong. They are the first to go. I think they are the loosest when it comes to that. Okay. But then Ukad that was like the wall. Okay. They were the ones that was holding Conor Benn's career up. Conor Benn had a lucrative fight with Chris Eubank Jr., and both fighters missed out on a lot of money. But then Chris Eubank Jr. lost to Liam Smith, which was rather sad because, you know, we'll never know how that fight would have went between him and Conor Benn. And then if they fight, Chris Eubank Jr. will be that much older. So there was a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it was kind of like, well, if he tested positive, he's positive. But then, you know, you had this 200-page letter or documentation that was sent over to, was it the BBB of C? Okay, because I really couldn't keep up with that. I tried, but, you know, when you see things like that, you seen Conor Benn go on the Piers Morgan show. And then a lot of people were like, okay, what are you doing now? Why are you doing that? Because Piers Morgan is like, you know, I think he pretty much fits his word. Pierce, you know, he's going to pierce any way he possibly can, even though, you know, I think he gave him a little break. You know, he gave him a little leniency. And Eddie was saying, oh, well, you know, we could have easily turned our back on him and all this, that, and the other. But I think he could have done that, but he wasn't going to. Okay, obviously, because he's a son of a legend. Okay. If Conor Benn was a regular fighter that no one knew, he would have been thrown under the bus. Okay. This guy has boxing name royalty, for God's sake. He wasn't going to get thrown under the bus. So for Eddie saying, well, you know, I looked him in his eyes and, you know, I changed my mind. Well, I'm pretty sure you had your doubts, but, you know, you didn't tell the public that until now because now he's a go to fight. But I think nobody's going to care if he's cleared by UKAD, the WBC, the BBB of C, or any of those other organizations, because once you get tested positive, and the way that went down, he got tested and he was positive. No one knew it. They didn't know about the first one until he got popped with the second one. It was almost like when you get locked up for something and they pretty much give you a pass until you do it again, and then they both come back on you as somewhat of double jeopardy. That's what that was. But that's not how it's supposed to be. What's supposed to happen is the minute Conor Benn tested positive for clomiphene, which is a masking agent, we should have known about it immediately, but we didn't. So that meant Eddie Hearn in company hid it from us. So he knew he had to stay and stand his ground because he was looking more at fault or just as much at fault than anyone else because he could have exposed the information. And I think how the second one came out, someone leaked it. So this all came because of a leak. And then it turned out that, oh, yeah, he tested positive for this before last year. So at that point, everybody was like, well, hell, if you did it twice, dude, what have you been taking? What have you been taking? And then they matched the possible drug use with the personality because, Conor Benn gets real crunk and angry, kind of like somebody on a roid rant, right? So, we put that in the pot and, we looked at Conor Benn. He's knocking people out at his size where guys that are bigger like Errol Spence couldn't do. So, yeah, it was a lot of things that came up about Conor Benn. But I think at this point, since Ukad has cleared him, it's safe to say, okay, he's legally ready to fight. He's still going to get stick because people will not believe what happened because it's still been over a year anyway. So it is what it is. He still had it in his system, and the eggs that he's supposed to eat, he said he didn't even eat. I don't know where that even came from at this point. But that was another rumor. Oh, he ate too many boiled eggs, and the boiled eggs had the clomiphene in it, and, just a bunch of shit, really. If he took something that helped him fight better or run better or train better, he was cheating. No ifs, ands, or buts. And he did it twice. So that kind of makes it a lot more difficult to prove you're innocent. But I guess we will hear more information about Eddie Hearn because he's going to try to convince the public that Conor Benn never did anything wrong. So I guess guys get ready for it. But moving forward, another fighter is now able to fight after testing positive for a banned substance or an illegal substance. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Conor Benn officially cleared from UCAD. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counting.